for this review, we have the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse wave. I guess we can call this Wave 2 or the 2024 wave. We did get a Spider-Verse wave year and a half ago. So these are new versions of the figures. Everything is different, even though we got a lot of these characters already. So starting off, we'll kind of go over Gwen. The packaging in general is going to be the same for everybody. Gwen comes with the AI assistant. Can't remember what her name was. It was like Leela or something like that. She does have an alternate head, some different hands. And then here we have the back. And there's no bio. Normally there's a little block of, introduction to the character. They don't have it on this packaging. Yeah, and this character grid is going to be the same on each of these guys. Um, so we got Miles, slightly different from the last release. He's got a masked head, a flip hand, and basically alternates. So he's got a closed hand, flip hand, and then alternate hands there. And here's his back of a card, basically just showing off the photography. And I am dropping stuff. Okay, so I guess we'll do Peter next since he's jumping off the table here. He's got extra head, masked head, and flip hands. And there's his photography on the back. This one, man, this one looks just like the one that came in the other release. This is a weird one. We have, I'm going to call him Evil Miles or Alternate Miles, from the ending of the movie, basically in another time, yet another timeline. He comes with a little bit more. He does have a mask head. He's got some alternate hands, and he's got a backpack. Well, so he's got one extra accessory. And there is his look and photography there. Okay, so let's talk about Pavitr. He's the Indian Spider-Man. Um, like the others, he's got a masked head, he's got alternate hands, and he's got a spider web accessory. Don't know what to call that, but he does have at least that accessory. And there's some photography there with him. Man, I can't remember what he did with this in the movie. Then we've got Spider-Punk and a little bit different look for Spider-Punk. So the original release was just with the masked head, and then this is interesting. So they give us a version of him, which is basically like one of the, kind of like quick cut scenes where it's like super stylized and he's all in purple, like purple lighting. And then they give us a regular head. That regular head is going to go on the other figure. So that's interesting. It's kind of cool that they do stuff like this every now and then. And then last but not least, we have Spider-Man 2099, Mr. Miguel O'Hara, and The big thing with this release is that he has a unmasked head. So if you have the previous one, you can skip out on that and display him with the unmasked head. And then he's got a pretty cool coat. Yeah. And he's got a pretty cool pose on the back. All right, so those are our figures. Let's get these guys out the packaging and take a look at them in more detail. Okay, so here they are all out of the packaging. There is a good chance a few of these are going to fall down while we're recording this. Some of them have some pretty good detents in their feet, like Gwen stands surprisingly well. Prowler Miles stands well. All the other guys, I've had to kind of mess with the feet, and it's not so much that they have like small legs and tiny feet. The legs and feet are actually engineered pretty well, but the detents in the ankles are kind of favor the foot to be bent upward too much, and the sweet spot on the ones that are affected is like right where the detent is, which doesn't make any sense. Out of all the innovations that Hasbro has kind of come up with over the past 4 or 5 years, um, this is probably like the final thing they need to figure out to get these figures perfect. Um, that's my little gripe. But moving forward, so let's start off with the characters that are kind of brand new to figure form. So we'll look at Prowler Miles. So he comes with kind of these relaxed hands. As you saw, he does come with, he's got a closed fist and a weapon holding hand. He's got a backpack, and man, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna assume the little antennas point upward. I don't know if that's the right look though. Um, the plastic is pliable enough that you can kind of just bend his arms and get his arms in the pack pretty well. Um, yeah, I guess that's like tools, or no, that's like like a shocking prod or something. He's got a really cool characters design. His braids are quite intricate, and he does have an alternate head, and you can throw that on pretty easily, and it looks good. Yeah, they did a real good job with this figure. Okay, so that is Prowler Miles, or Evil Miles, if you're gonna call him that. Okay, then we've got Indian Spider-Man. So he comes with the unmasked head, which we see quite a bit more in the movie. He's got uh, two gripping hands out of the box, and then he's got a splayed hand and a closed fist. And the packaging kind of shows him holding this with two hands. Guess it's appropriate to kind of have him hold it with his thumbs there. And this is probably the most radical design. So very, very nice from that point of view. I do feel like his head sculpt may be the less accurate out of all these as far as like the unmasked head. But then he's got his masked head, and that's quite intricate, kind of go along with his outfit. So that looks real nice. So there is Indian Spider-Man. Then we've got a new Peter. Whoops. Um, and I don't think there's a whole lot different with this guy compared to the last one. The last one we did get was, slimmed out and in shape versus the one with the pot belly from the very first movie. So this might just be an excuse to get Spider-Man back out. Um, I'm surprised it took that long for him to fall again. Yeah, this foot wants to point up more. This one is kind of staying together a bit. I wonder if I can maybe bend the knee, try to get him to. Yeah, I'll try that. Um, just to show you him with the masked head, he looks really good. He's got some. Oh, he wants to fly off the table. Oh, come on. There we go. He's got some really good articulation. All the spider figures um, have a lot of extreme articulation. Nobody has uh, butterfly chest joints, but they've got everything else. Yeah, he just really wants to fall down. Let's see if I can leave him alone. Okay. All right. So next we've got Gwen, and we've got the little AI assistant, and see if I can zoom in on Gwen's face a little bit. Even the hands, the printing on the hands is really nice. So this does seem like the exact same sculpt from the last release. It's just some color differences. And I'm gonna let him lay down. um, shoes are the same color. Um, new version's got pink inside the hood, purple inside the hood. They've kind of traded pink for purple on the gloves, and hair is a big difference. Um, I don't know if this is on purpose, but the old one looks like it's smiling more, and the second one looks a little bit more pensive, more serious. So I don't know if that's just, yeah, they did that on purpose. And I guess at this point that would make sense. I guess this is meant to be like later in the movie. She did kind of have like a dark secret, knowing, you know, the whole thing with Miles, and yeah, you're not supposed to be hanging out with us and solving um, mysteries and stuff. So that that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so then we've got Miles, and um, He is also a little different from the last time. So the last release, yeah, this is a different figure. The legs are different, chest is different. This is a completely different figure. Um, I'm trying to remember like which look is more accurate. I don't remember him having a different costume, like a costume change. It's been like 2 years since the movie came out, so I don't even know anymore. But as you can see here, huge, huge, huge difference between the two of these guys. Like even the texture, like not even talking about the colors, but just like looking at the textures. Like new one's shoulders have webbing on it, the old ones doesn't. Um, I don't know if the old one is like concept art and this is like more accurate, but yeah, big difference between those two. Okay, let's talk about Miguel. So, he does come with the masked head, he does come with some hands, but the big thing is, he's got the unmasked head. He doesn't have the webbing on the back. And then look at the original release. The blue is a little bit more blue on this. The blue is like a shade darker. Um, we've got the webbing on the back, and the new one, we do not have webbing on the back. It looks like the same figure, but they obviously had to retool it because there is a slot that webbing connects to. So, oh, and another thing I just noticed is he's got the dimension hopping device. So I wonder if this comes off. And it does. It didn't come off real easily, but it comes off. So if you want to, pretend that Miles steals this, you totally could. So that's pretty cool. So you're definitely going to want this guy, because you're going to need that accessory. All right, so last but not least, we've got Spider-Punk, and he's just been falling over a lot. He's got the problem where the detents are a little weird. Um, and again, this color scheme is like one of those like quick cuts. I think he was like playing his guitar and saying something cool and kind of jumped to this look. So this is definitely a whole thing for him. He's got a guitar. Let's see if I can get this on him without popping his head off. Yeah. He's got a pick in his hand. He's already got a hand on that's got, look at those fingers. So he can work the fretboard. So he is totally in guitar playing mode. He's got a, rock out peace sign hand. Okay. And then he doesn't have a masked head. But man, can I get this guy to stand up? Yeah. Um, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll show you that. But he does have this regular head that totally does not match this look. And this is basically so you can take the original release and put that on, and now you've got this. So I think that's cool. Kind of like that they did that. There are like ADHD people that are probably angry that they came out with this and like his extra head is a regular head for your other release. So I think that's cool. So that is the wave. I do like the Spider-Verse figures because the legs and feet are so thin. You're gonna have a little trouble in some cases getting them to stand properly. That's the only downside. Um, but you can get some Hasbro figure stands, you can get some doll stands. There's all kinds of cool ways to display them. You can kind of cheat and put them in some kind of pose they can possibly never fall from, you know. So you can do stuff like that, and then you don't have to worry about them falling over. So you got lots of options. So that is a review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.